Hi, and welcome to another episode of Got Wood. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to get out in the shop lately, but I really wanted to make something for Christmas. So I found this nice, simple design for a Lollipop Christmas tree and decided to build that. If you'd like to see how I made it, stick around and I'll show you how. Cotton candy. I started with boards that are about 3/4 of an inch by 1.5 inches. The first cut was 14 inches, and for each subsequent cut, I subtracted 1/2 inch until I got down to 1.5 inches. I used a tea light candle to mark curves on the ends of each of my pieces. After marking the center of each piece, I took them over to the disc sander and sanded them down to the curved line. Over at the drill press, I used a 3/8 inch bit to drill holes on all the center marks. It's important to go slow, otherwise this might happen. For the smaller pieces, I used a clamp to hold them in place to keep my hand away from the spinning drill bit and to minimize the chances of another propeller incident. After the center holes were drilled, I set up a stop and drilled smaller holes on the ends of each piece just big enough for the lollipop sticks. I used my scroll saw to cut out just the bottom part of my star. Then, using clamps to hold it in place, I drilled a 3/8 inch hole in the bottom. Then I went back to the scroll saw to cut out the rest of the star. Using the bottom of a paint can, I drew semicircles to create the shape I needed for the base. I cut 2 of these pieces and then I cut out sections on each to create a half-lap joint. I glued and clamped the 2 base pieces together, and while the glue was drying, I painted all of the branch pieces. After the glue on the base dried, I went back to the drill press and drilled a 3/8 inch hole in the center. After I painted the base and the star, I painted the top and bottom of a 3/8 inch dowel to use for my tree trunk. Then it was time to put it all together. When all of the branches were in place, I decorated it with lollipops and topped it off with my star. So I hope you like this little project. It's very easy, very simple to make, and but I like the end result. I think it looks nice. If you like the project, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. To all of those of you that have already subscribed, I know I haven't really done a whole lot since I started my channel. My channel's been out there for almost a year. And I think I've maybe got 5, maybe 6 projects. This year's been a lot busier than I expected it to be with work and other obligations. But I'm hoping next month things will get better and I'll have a little bit more free time. I've got lots of plans for things I want to do with my channel and projects that I want to do in my shop. I've also been slowed down a bit by the fact that I didn't really have a lot of tools. I'm kind of new to woodworking, and not just on YouTube, but woodworking in general. But not new to making things, so I needed to build up my shop a bit. So I've got most of the tools I need, I think, at this point. A lot of what I've done in my shop this year has just been building platforms to put my tools on and acquiring tools and things like that. Now that that's done, hopefully I can actually do some real projects. So hopefully those of you that have subscribed already will stick around. And those of you watching now that aren't subscribed will subscribe and see what comes up.